Kira, when you get out of here, I need you to write each invoice of your psychology sessions, your therapy sessions, psychiatrist sessions to Love Island because, honey, these people are playing you. Oh my gosh. Hello everybody, welcome back to my channel. My name is Queenie. For those who don't know me, reviewing Love Island Australia season 5. Yeah, episode 5 and 6. Y'all are really traumatized by me because I skipped one episode and y'all were like, you're not doing it anymore? I am. I was very busy yesterday and boy, do I wish I did not skip yesterday because, honey, the tea is teaing. So before I get into it, please make sure to like this video, subscribe, and hit the bell and leave a comment down below. So Kale is coming off of the date with Tyra and Nakia. And he's kind of conflicted because, of course, his first attraction was Nakia physically and all that stuff. However, after the date with Tyra, there is a connection there that took him by surprise. So now he's like, I don't really know which way I want to go.
What do you reckon you got on better with?
Honestly, man, it's fucking tough. And then, like, them two being best friends makes it a bit more tricky.
Yeah.
You make it fucking trickier.
He was basically saying that Nikki is his number one.
Okay.
But doesn't mean he's like closed off at all.
Nikki is his like number one. That is like so cool. That's really good.
Yeah.
Ben. I feel as if Kale didn't explicitly say Nakia is my number one. I felt like what Kale was saying, if you understood it the same, let me know. If you understood it differently, please enlighten me. I understood Kale to say, because Nakia and Tyra are friends, I don't want to ruin that dynamic that they have. On top of that, I don't want to step on another man's toes, being Ben. So if I do have a connection with Nakia that was already being fostered before the date, why not continue to pursue that? To me, I didn't perceive that as like, oh yeah, Nakia is my number one and forget Tyra. But that's how Ben portrayed it, in my opinion, to Tyra. And so of course she's like, oh, okay, well, I guess he doesn't like me. No, he does. Even later on when he's talking to Nakia, he tells her, yeah, the sexual connection is there with you. Like, I definitely want to rip your clothes off, which red flag. What's your name? Nakia. Red flag. And then he says his intellectual connection was more so with Tyra. Girl, you don't see a problem with that? But okay, that's fine. Yeah, I definitely think that they kind of skewed Kale's... I can't really say they skewed his words because I don't know if they skewed his words, but definitely the intention behind what he was trying to say wasn't adequately, relayed to Tyra. Tia has decided that her strongest connection is with Nate, and so she's going to put all her focus on him.
I feel like I'm just friends with him at the moment.
With me?
No,
Oh,
with
that's rude.
I really want to get to know you a bit more, and because I feel like there's something there, and I just love being around you.
Yeah, I think we both know.
Yeah.
I think we both know where we stand.
Yeah.
No, we're on the exact same wavelength.
Yay!
Like I said, barring the whole Michael B. Jordan thing, I really do like Tia. I kind of like Tia and Nate together. I would like Nate to have a different option. I feel like he's kind of been like a default in these situations, and Tia has actually had some genuine options, whereas Nate has not. So I want to see what other opportunities are available for him. But as of right now, the Tia and Nate connection works. In the evening, Tyra decides to talk to Kale herself to see where he stands on their connection.
You look really nice. Green's your colour, I reckon.
Oh, thank you so much. You look really good too. A couple of the boys were like, yeah, he thinks of you more like as a friend.
So funny. That's like bullshit, so whatever. I don't know, it was the most like aligned conversation I'd had with like a woman in ages.
Yeah, I'm going to lock that one for now and see what happens. How we've got along and how today went, you don't just forget that. It doesn't just go away, do you know what I mean?
I'm glad that Tyra had this conversation with Kale because, as I suspected, he didn't necessarily rule out Tia. It was just, Tyra, Lord have mercy. It was just the fact that there's just too many moving pieces if they were to become an item, you know what I mean? So even Tyra herself decided, I don't want to ruin my chances with Ben. I also don't want to ruin the relationship I have with Nakia. So maybe it's best that we, maybe don't pursue this situation. It was so interesting to see both Nakia and Ben basically pissing themselves when these two wanted to have a conversation because they know there's something there between them. Now, Nakia didn't really do anything about it, but Ben started to self-sabotage.
Yeah. Like you're just waiting for a bombshell to come in.
Well, yeah, because I just don't have any options. It's like, I think it's important to have options.
Do you think you actually like me, or do you think I'm like the best option out of what you've got? Like, I know that he likes me or he's attracted to me or whatever, but I'm not feeling like he wants to actually, like, know me.
Of course, it is Love Island. Of course, you want to explore your options and stuff like that. But Ben, you obviously really like Tia. What help does it do for you to tell her, oh, I'm waiting for a bombshell so that I can have options too? Especially because the biggest issue that she's having with Ben is the fact that he isn't really getting to know her like on a deep level. This doesn't help the matter at all. Like, Ben is genuinely in the running for Tyra, but have I been saying Tia? You guys know what I mean. Use context clues, okay? I don't think he's been out of the running. It's just that he's not trying hard enough. Me personally, I feel like Ben has relied on his looks for a lot of the time. And I can't blame him. He's a beautiful man, but we need substance. We need more than just attractiveness. I doubt that he's ever had to graft for a woman before. And if he has, it probably hasn't taken much. I just learned this episode that he's 22. Like, the 22 was really showing today. The next day, Tyra is obviously in her head about what Ben had said, so she decides to open up her options as well. She talks to Reed and has a better conversation with Reed than she's had with Ben. And it's like, again, Ben, you're just not doing enough. It's not that you're not a candidate. You're just not trying. But Reed, let's talk about Reed, because now Reed is really feeling himself, okay? He's feeling himself. And he wants to get to know Tyra more. But in order to secure his position in the villa, he's going to manipulate the situation he has going on with Kira.
Basically, trying to hone in on Tyra. One of the reasons why I've only ruled you out is purely based off the sister situation. You know, if I do end up being your pick, that we can see what it can blossom into.
Not even a white lie, that's a black-ass lie. Like, Satan himself is curling at that one.
On his first day here, he was like, nah, she's not my type. I'd never get with her.
I'm never going to know whether he agrees just because he wants to stay in the villa or whether he agrees because he just genuinely wants to get to know me.
Is it not obvious?
No, it's not.
I know it's easy for us, the viewing public, to be like, how do you not see it? But I swear, unless I have to watch it again, I swear in this conversation, Reed let it be known to Kira that he wanted to infiltrate another couple if given the opportunity to stay here past the next dumping. So why she's now thinking, yeah, we're going to pursue something romantic. What? Who? When? No, girl. No. That's not. And you mean to tell me the man has paid you dust the entire time he has been here, and all of a sudden, now that there's a looming recoupling and a potential dumping, oh, he wants to try something. Girl, come on. We're going to fast forward to the recoupling. We have Kale, who's first, and he picks Nakia. Then it's time for the girls to pick. Savannah picks Trent. Tia picks Nate. Lucinda picks Zach. Tyra picks Ben. And Kira picks Reed, which means that Ollie is dumped. However, before he goes, he has some words.
I didn't think that she would read into the bullshit, to be honest with you.
I'm not naive.
Yeah, okay.
I can't be emotionally manipulated, so please don't stand up there and try and tarnish my character.
It is what it is. You've lapped it up.
And Ollie, did you see a romantic connection with Kira in the future?
Nah, there's no romantic connection.
Mutual.
Honey, the way that Kira was just slurping up Reed's lies, I was slurping up Ollie's exit. Oh, it was so good. Oh, it was so good. Definitely it was self-serving. He was not trying to look out for Kira. He was looking out for himself. But what he was saying was true. What he was saying was absolutely true. But Kira was not buying it whatsoever. I'm like, oh my gosh, this woman, like, is she dense or is he just that good of a liar to her? Like, I I just don't understand. Are Australians good liars? Because Lucinda got bamboozled. Here is Kira getting bamboozled. Like, what is going on? So now in the next episode, in episode 6, basically the whole entire villa is like, oh, Reed is absolutely playing a game.
Literally came out of the woodworks, you and I.
I know.
Like, I backed my decision and I backed you. Like, he was trying to tarnish you as well by, like, planting seeds in my head.
Yeah.
I randomly just romantically see something in you.
Are you serious? Be for real.
I don't think he's genuine in you, and I don't think he's genuine in.
Imagine if I fucking picked him. Why wouldn't you guys say this before? Because I never saw that.
This is where I really start feeling for Kira. I mean, I was feeling for her from last week, but this week, the girl is going through it because all the women, well, it wasn't all the women in this conversation, but we can assume that all the women feel the same. They are aware that Reed is playing a game. And even Tyra in this conversation were like, oh, you guys almost let me couple up with him. Why didn't you tell me how you felt about him? Well, now that you know about him, why don't you loop Kira in as well? Because she's going to feel stupid the way that you're feeling stupid. Nobody has Kira's back in here. And I'm just like, this must be such a mind F to deal with. Like, everybody knows your man ain't shit and nobody wants to help you out. So then to make matters worse, then you have the guys who are clowning Reed for now being coupled up with Kira.
I'll push things with Kira for now.
You should be in Hollywood, man.
You have to stay in character for a little bit.
He can't even keep a straight face.
At this point, my heart literally sank into the floor. Because, like, the whole house is aware that Kira is getting played and nobody's coming to her defense. No one. The only person was Ollie, which is so telling because Ollie himself is so problematic. But it is Ollie who was going to be honest with her. Ollie. And everybody else here, a lot of the people who claim to have integrity and they're just a stand-up person, nobody's coming to Kira's defense. No, this is actually so sick and twisted. Like, this is so bad. I'm gonna need this girl to self-eliminate because it's gonna be really hard for Kira in this villa. Honey, the next morning, I was thinking, there's no way it could get any worse. Love Island Australia by far is the most unhinged version of Love Island that I watch. Reed? You're sick.
He wasn't even really in bed. He like got up and got out really, really quick.
I honestly feel good. I feel refreshed, even though it's not my priority pick that I'm with.
Thank you so much. What is that?
Meant to be.
Huh?
I thought I'd see you.
Reed made me a coffee first, but then Ben still went and made me.
Oh, he still fucking went for it.
So I definitely did like kind of wake up being like, holy crap.
Yeah, it's real. People wake up differently depending on the person. People can overthink in their sleep or right before they go to bed.
This man gaslit her and was basically like, oh, I don't want you to read into it. You know, people have different sleeping patterns. And if I'm up before you, it's no big deal. It is a big deal when you're getting up to make coffee for another woman while I'm here making the bed thinking that you're making coffee for me. But no, I'm sitting at the table while this girl got 2 coffees and I'm over here looking like boo with a damn fool. Reed is the worst. Reed is the worst. So, there's a moment in the episode where Reed and Zach, oh, my least favorite people, Reed and Zach get to go on a date with a bombshell. However, before we even get over there, Savannah just needs to shut up.
Got expelled for taking nudes at formal.
What happened?
I took nudes in the photo booth at formal. And then I had to go to the principal's office. Sorry that I took photos of my clacker in your freaking photo booth you set up.
Really turning me off today.
Yeah.
And she just says, like, disgusting stuff that just...
I know.
I don't want to bring a girl around my mates or my family that would make them type of comments.
The things this woman classifies as a flex concern me. At first, it was the fact that she had the tattoos of 3 ex-boyfriends' initials all over her body. Then, I didn't really talk about it, but she likes to lick stuff a lot. Like anything. Like even phones. Child. And now, she's gloating about the fact that she was expelled from school because she exposed herself at the prom's photo booth or something like that, and the principal saw her vagina. Somehow that's a flex for her. That's disgusting. And you know how sad it is? It is sad when Trent looks at you and says, inappropriate. Trent? Bro, you've hit a new low, Savannah. Come on, girl. Let's go on this date. All right. The date is with this bombshell, Abby. We've spoken about Abby before. Abby is the mistress, I guess you could say, of Harrison, who was married to Bronte on Married at First Sight, who is Kira's sister. Okay. As she's on this date with Zach, Abby finds out Kira's in the villa.
Kira has been on maps. Yeah. Do you know her?
Why would you fucking... Fuck. No. What the fuck? What? Come on, it's fine. It's fine. No!
Now the producer's gaslighting her. The producers, I think this is the first time I've seen any producers on Love Island, like, ever. Based on the seasons that I have watched. Okay, let me clarify that. They're like, oh, it's fine, girl. It's not a big deal. What? I was emotionally terrorized because of this woman or because of this whole situation. You're going to tell me, oh, it's not a big deal. And so Kira, write your invoices out to Love Island. Abby, write your invoices out to Love Island. This is insane. So she's having the date with Reed, which is another cluster F because Reed is also currently coupled up with Kira, but we know that that's not real. It's just a mess. After the date, Zach is first to get back to the villa, and he decides to be this showman and do all the theatrics, basically to get to the point that Abby's coming to the villa.
I'm talking brunette. I'm talking boobs. I'm talking butts.
Do you fancy her?
Reed was looking like a schoolboy in a candy store.
Oh, that's not good to hear.
Why were you asking her if she's a troublemaker? That's flirting.
She's gonna be a firecracker when she gets in here. I can feel it.
It was her and my sister with the same man, and now it's me and her with the same man. Fucking hell.
We've got you, Kira. Do you know that, like, if anything happened, like, we can just throw hands in that, babe?
I don't know why they're calling them bombshells at the moment. At the moment, it should just be people Kira knows.
A few things I want to point out. Kira, if you wanted to run away from the reputation that you got from MAFS or whatever it is that you're trying to run away from regarding MAFS, why come on a reality TV show shortly after? I don't think it was that long ago where I reviewed Harrison's season. Like, girl, and also, I am so glad that I watched both shows because, honey, the tea is teaing. Like, there were so many gaps that I wanted to know about this whole story. So to finally get this side of things, creme de la creme. So yeah, if you wanted to run away from that, going on another reality TV show in Australia was not the way. And then, two, wait, what was my second point? I don't even know. Oh yeah, all of a sudden now everybody has Kira's back. Kira's been going through it basically the whole time that she was here and nobody has had her back. But now there's this mystery woman and everybody's like, oh, Kira, we got your back. Kira, don't believe nothing that anybody says. Nobody has your back. They haven't had your back before. They will not have your back now. They also will not have your back in the future. These people are not your friends. These people are not rooting for you. These people do not have your best interest at heart. They just don't. Speaking of not having your best interest at heart, Zach. Zach is here trying to be the popular kid, trying to be, you know, the class clown, whatever, not realizing that it's hurting Lucinda's feelings, that he is not reassuring her in this moment. And even though, yeah, at the end of the day, he does tell her, oh no, I don't even like that girl. I'm not interested. He would rather prioritize being the popular kid than caring for your feelings. Lucinda, I would be concerned. When Abby arrives, there's some tension between them. Honestly, it didn't really last that long. They both discovered that they genuinely hate Harrison. But yeah, the whole tea with that situation was Harrison, I don't know, because on the show, they made it seem like the mystery girl, who we now know is Abby, knew that he was going on the show. So now she's like, oh no, I didn't know. And we were just talking and whatever. I think think she's playing up the fact that she didn't know. I think that there's a part of her that did know. Like, come on, let's be for real. But anyways, they both decided that they have a common enemy in Harrison, so they're not going to hate each other. They're just going to mutually hate Harrison. So love that for you. Savannah in the evening is really starting to feel like, was it in the evening? It literally doesn't matter. She was starting to feel as if Trent was pulling away from her, so she decides to confront him to ask what's going on.
I think you are so funny.
Yeah.
But I just think some things are a little bit gross.
Okay.
I don't think someone that potentially would see a future with you would be wanting to hear that.
Do you not reckon?
Nah, I don't think so. I would hate if you spoke like that around my friends. I know they wouldn't think it's like...
Yeah.
They would think it's funny, but they'd be laughing at you, not with you.
Yeah. I've kind of dated people in the past that haven't cared, but they haven't really been good guys. Sort of the only people I could get if I'm like really myself kind of thing.
Is she not a paralegal? Or like she's in some kind of law. My thing is, I understand maybe you're going to come out of the show expecting to have some kind of influence or career, but let's say that doesn't work out and you have to go back to being in the legal field. Do you really think people are going to be knocking down your door for representation after this? Girl, come on, you got an image to uphold. Like, I'm not saying like be fake and completely filter yourself and stuff like that, but come on, like, And Trent. In this case, I do feel like Trent was justified to say what he said to Savannah, but he always has this tone when he's talking to women that I just don't like, you know? It's almost like I'm on my high horse and you need to get your life together if you want to deal with me. Honestly, if that's your prerogative, that's your prerogative, but I don't like the way that he kind of undercuts the women that he's into. It's just weird. It's weird to me, but I do understand what he's saying. I would not want to bring around somebody who finds glee in the fact that they flash their school's principal. Like, are you not embarrassed? Because this is very embarrassing. So breezing past through the last few events here, Ben and Abby are talking, and basically he says that age has nothing to do with maturity. It has to do with your experience, and he claims that he has experience enough to make him mature. Like I said earlier, he's 22, and everybody that 22 was showing. He was like, oh, I'm going to talk to Abby to teach Tyra a lesson, basically. Just to prove the point that he also has options too. You have yet to even try properly with Tyra. What are you trying to teach her a lesson about? Like, you're the reason why things are not going well. But anyways, I digress. She also has a conversation with Kale, which didn't really go anywhere because Kale is pretty solid on Nakia right now. And then she has a conversation with Reed. And in this conversation, what's her name? Kira is really starting to realize that Reed might be playing her.
I'm your top pick out of everyone so far.
Yes.
Right.
Yeah.
Cool.
Yeah, completely.
He hasn't pulled me once today to actually like properly get to know me.
It's not just because you're the fresh face. It's because you are the face.
Reed is very sus. Body language is everything. Like, men are born pursuers. It's just not a good feeling at all. I just want to be chosen, like just for once.
Is this not what Ollie was trying to tell you, sis? He was trying to tell you this. And even if he did not tell you, come on, like, read the room. There's no way that with a flip of a switch, this man is into you like that. And again, nobody is telling Kira. Nobody's telling Kira. This is such a mess. I love it on an entertainment level, but on a personal level, like, I would be so vexed. And you know that after the show, listen, the universe of Australia, because y'all are in a different universe, child, is so small. Even if she wasn't on the show, like, I know that people's paths will cross and stuff like that anyways. Like, for example, I think it was 2 seasons ago. Yeah, I think it was 2 seasons ago. Courtney matched up with a guy who was also on Married at First Sight. So like all these worlds kind of like mix and mingle, even if they weren't on the same show together. And even if they weren't on the show, Reed is here and he used to be with Bronte and he matched with, what's her name? It's just like, the world is just too small. I would be so mad to know that all these people knew what was going on, didn't say anything, let me experience what I experienced, and then having to run into these people for the rest of my life. Like, I would be so pissed. I'd have to move to Yemen. I'd have to move some Antarctica, Alaska, somewhere to avoid these people because, man, if I was, now I'm just going on a rant at this point. If I was Kira watching this back and realizing like, oh, all these people just did not give a crap about me. And I potentially will never be able to escape them because Australia seems to be so small. I would lose my mind. Anyways, that's all I have for you guys. Wow, Australia is really serving this time around. As always, please make sure to like, comment, share, and subscribe. And I will see you in the next one.